Shalom, shalom. This Yael from GMS Savannah. Come with another lesson. But first and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor and infinite glory to Yahweh by Shem, Yahweh Shai, by Shem, Kakradash, and double honors to the apostles and elders and elder bishops, great millstone, which rule well and teach well, and to the ark and pushing 100% truth and sincerity by risking their lives and freedom to do so. And shalom to the hopeful elect. But today's lesson I'm going into is somebody may need to hear this, There's possibly the hopeful elect, out here, putting their, self as a living sacrifice to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And, the Lord, you pray and the Lord will give you the strength to conquer anything, But my brother that was, a part of the Great Millstone of Savannah, which moved to Atlanta, had sent me this video a while back in November. And, it went into it and say, man, this would be a great thing to do a lesson on, Somebody need to hear this, to understand that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has our back. And, we're going to listen to this little quick video, and then we're going to hit some scriptures on.
The Most High can be displayed, roughly paraphrased. And he said, neither this man nor his parents sinned, but that the power of the Most High can be displayed, roughly paraphrased. Okay? So that's why she was with that issue of blood, so that the power of the Lord can be on display. All right? The Lord got members of the elect out there right now with infirmities, for when the time comes, they're going to be healed so that the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, can be glorified. That's right. That's right. All right? That's right. It says 47. Of the Most High can be displayed, roughly paraphrased. And he said, neither this man nor his parents sinned, but that the power of the Most High can be displayed, roughly paraphrased. Okay? So that's why she was with that issue of blood, so that the power of the Lord can be on display. All right? The Lord got members of the elect out there right now with infirmities, for when the time comes, they're going to be healed so that the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, can be glorified. That's right. That's right. All right? That's right. It says 47. All right? The Lord got members of the elect out there right now with infirmities, for when the time comes, they're going to be healed so that the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, can be glorified. That's right. That's right. All right? That's right. It says 47.
Man, that's beautiful to hear that from them brothers, It's very, these scriptures are confident, Nobody knows what a brother design hell, that's put on you, in this truth, in this time we in, because like I say, we've been here before, it's a tailor-made hell. Everybody that's a part of the hopeful elect, will receive a tailor-made hell. It all was in the beginning, and that's why, these scriptures help you understand when you go through stuff. It's only a slight affliction. But, we lean on these scriptures to have us understand, why things are happening to us. And it's truth. And we start right here with Matthew 11:5, and it says, the blind receive their sight, and the lame walk. The lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear, the dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached unto them. And and that's a beautiful thing that the Lord does for you. Whatever thing that you have, you're dealing with, the Lord will heal you from it. You calling on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Lord will take all those iniquities that you have, and He will heal you from them. You just have to continue to have that faith and believe in it. And you walk by faith and not by sight. Micah 7:9, and it says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against Him until He pleads my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold His righteousness. And like I say, we've been here before. And we come back in this generation to get our judgment. But our Heavenly Father is so merciful. You still get the name, and whenever that time comes, the Lord will open things up for you. The Lord does things when He decides to do it, not when we do. And it's a beautiful thing to know that these scriptures help you understand what are you going through, because everything is, your whole entire life is at the beginning, from the beginning to the end. That's why in Proverbs 3:5 it says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to our own understanding. And like I say, we have these infirmities in our bodies, but we still have the strength of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to push through it. We have the strength to do it. And we just got to continue to keep praying and calling on that name, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and we'll be fine. Because we know at the end times, the Lord's going to give us those indestructible bodies on this side. So it's so much to look forward to. But you just keep pushing through whatever tailor-made hell you have. You have a lot of able bodies out there, but the Lord chose you. Through all the people, I paraphrase, a lot of people are chosen, but are called, but only a few are chosen, paraphrase. But, the story will be beautiful at the end if you go through these slight afflictions, and you shall be rewarded. We fight to get the crown. No matter what you got going on in your life, it's all about that fight to get that crown. And you don't use excuses when you have Yahweh Bashem Yahushua as your covering and your hedge. 1 Corinthians 10:13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as a common of it to a man. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is faithful, who will suffer you to be temptation above that ye are able, but will the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. In this scripture right here to show you, the Lord put things on you, but it doesn't last forever. It's just for only a short period of time. When you have that faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, He only puts so much on you that you can bear. But that's why you have to continue to keep the faith, and regardless of what you're going through. We know what Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said. You just endure to the end, and you shall receive a crown. And this is what it's all about. The hell with my body. My spirit is strong, though. And, other brothers that's going through things, just remember, your spirit is strong. The hell with these bodies. We're going to be changed with it on this side, indestructible body. It's coming. Just be patient and keep praying, keep pushing, and and praying and praying and praying. Being amongst the brothers, and man, just definitely leaning on the brothers, and just understand, hey, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai give us everything we need to navigate through this hellhole that we is here in Babylon the Great. And we always know this right here. Hebrews 6:10. For Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have shewed towards his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And like I say, that's why you give yourself a living sacrifice, going on the highways and byways. The Lord won't forget that. The hell with what's going on, the infirmities that's going on in your body, and you giving yourself a living sacrifice, and that's a beautiful thing. You may go to camp in pain, but when you're doing that work, man, that pain ceases, man. Then when you're going home, you feel good about it, man, because the Lord see everything. And it just, like I say, everybody have their tailor-made hell. And you just always continue to keep pushing through and keeping that faith. And just, right here, Philippians 4:13, I'm going to end it off on this right here. It say, I could do all things through Yahweh Shai or Makashak, which strengthens me, man. And like I say, man, we can go through anything, because we have that backing of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We have that backing, to understand that, everything is in our favor. We have that strong tower of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And I'm going to finish up right here on Isaiah 33:6 and say the wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of times and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, man. And so that's why, you go on the highways and hedges, no matter what infirmities you have, because you fear Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And so you go out there and you give yourself a living sacrifice. And we all know at 100%, it's all going to pay off. We just, keep pushing forward, and just stay focused on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and everything, shall work out for our good. So there's no excuses out here. If you're giving this truth, do the work. Go out and, feed the sheep. Go out on the highways and hedges. Get the blood off your hands, to warn our people. Because like I say, I tell everybody, and at my camp in Savannah, Georgia, this is time sensitive. And sooner or later, the famine of the word is coming. And, a lot of people going to be ass out, because that time is coming to an end. But I hope this is edifying to the hopeful sheep and lamb, Kwan Yasharala, call Allah, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. On to the next lesson. Shalom.